Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. Now, just before I start, thank you for everyone who voted in my little comment that I made on the community page on this channel. Basically, because as I said, there are some topics which I might want to talk about, but they don't really fit with this channel in terms of disability or pensions or long-term illness, that type of thing. So I was thinking about starting a sister channel where I talk a little bit broader about certain things going on around the country or around the world. Now, again, I'm going to be unbiased, and so it's just going to be me talking about a subject, and then hopefully what people will do in the comments is give me their opinion, which is what I'm hoping to do. So and I've had a lot of positive feedback from that, so thank you very much for that in the meantime. And I will be starting another channel, but I will let you know when that happens. So today I want to talk about the NHS, as we do. Obviously we all know the NHS is in a really bad situation at the moment. Wes Streeting has said that he's going to put this funding into the NHS that Rachel Reeves has promised, but that reforms have got to happen as well. Now, unfortunately, in the midst of all of this, what you actually have are people who have to wait a really long time for their treatment. You have people who have to, there's long waiting lists for even the most basic of procedures, and that causes a lot of distress, particularly if it's an ailment that causes a lot of problems in the day-to-day life. And I'm going to show you an article about a particular woman who is coming across just that particular sort of problem. So let's have a look. This is the lady in question, and it really is a terrible situation. Hannah Fern, basically she started to get really heavy periods. They started to be quite irregular, and she was getting lots of adverse problems to do with her periods. They became progressively heavier since I had my second child 4 years ago. At first I put it down to age, the dreaded premenopause, but over time things got worse. Having previously been irregular 29 days apart, my cycles were now turning up every 3 weeks, and for 3 of those days I could barely leave the house. And it was obviously getting something really, it was getting to be a big problem for her. One day I got home from the school run, a 35-minute round trip, to realise I had bled all the way down my legs. I stopped going out without a spare pair of trousers in my bag and held my breath in anticipation when standing up after seated for a while. If I felt the dreaded gush, I rushed to the nearest toilet, even if that meant marching into a Wetherspoons at 11 AM. By the time of the summer, she started to notice other symptoms: breathless, walking up the 3 flights of stairs in her house. She felt dizzy for days, experienced palpitations, and even evening was disturbed by restless legs, all classic signs of anemia caused by heavy blood loss. She saw her GP, sent her for a scan, and it was booked promptly. Within 3 months I discovered I had fibroids and a polyp. But then my GP broke the bad news. Because this was a benign condition, never mind the huge impact it had on my life, I would have to wait 2.5 years for my first appointment with a gynaecologist to discuss removal. 2.5 years just to have the first appointment. After that, they'd book an appointment for the operation. It could be a 3-year wait or longer. That would put me among the estimated 750,000 women waiting for women's health appointments on the NHS, a figure which has more than doubled from 360,400 just before the pandemic. A new report by the Royal College of Obstetricians published this week says 760,000 women are waiting for non-cancer operations, non-cancer hospital care, such as fibroids, endometriosis, menopause care. 7 in 10 women surveyed said their ability to work or socialise was affected. Now, it goes on to say that obviously they are looking to, the government say they're looking to bring down the waiting list. They're saying they're going to put this extra money into the NHS. And as I said before, this isn't about the doctors, this isn't about the nurses. I know people have good and bad experiences with the doctors and nurses, but this particular issue isn't about them. This is about the government not spending the money to bring in extra doctors, extra nurses, to open new wards, to build new hospitals. It's all about that. And I realise this thing takes time. You can't just do this overnight. But it's years and years of underinvestment by the Conservatives. It's more waiting and hold-ups by the Labour Party. It's cross-party. It's not just happened in the Labour government. The Conservative government were also bad at looking after the NHS. So this is the situation we are now in, and it's a shame that someone like this lady has to wait till 2027 to get treatment, and 2.5 years to even see a gynecologist for the first time. Really is a terrible situation, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think about the situation? And let me know down in the comment section what you think. If you've had a similar experience to this, let me know, and I will see you next time.